Hi, Tammy. How are you?
Hi, Sid. I am great. How are you doing?
Ah, I'm going fine on this beautiful hot day. I'm sure you're still cooling off in Dubai.
Oh, we've got such beautiful weather. I went for a run this morning and it was just, I had my hoodie on and it was just so beautiful. And I just thanked the universe for such amazing weather and I wished it would last. But yeah, good things come to an end.
Yeah, that's true. All right, as usual, it's always a pleasure to have you on, especially on today's topic on the vision boards that work, turning goals into reality. So let's get the ball rolling, Tammy. Why do you believe creating a vision board is important for personal or professional growth?
So I have, just to backtrack a little, I have used a vision board for a good on 14 years.
Wow.
And yeah, it actually started. I mean, a vision board can be a physical board, can be a virtual board. I've got little bits of everything. So, vision board I've used. I started it off unintentionally. I not even knowing what a vision board was. I started off when I
Oh,
was 8 years old. So, to get to your question, creating a vision board is important because it helps you put clarity and direction to your goal setting to achieve both your personal and your professional life goals. So there's something that I do every year and I do it on the 12th of the 12th. It's just a day that resonates with me for some reason, where I start putting down my goals for the following year. And I try to do 100 goals, and it's not big
wow.
goals. Some of them are big goals, but sometimes it's little goals. Say you want to buy a new bed, or there's a particular outfit that I saw done with upcycled saris, and I
Mhm.
put that picture on there. So you can basically put down anything and everything on your vision board, and you can put down words, you can put down motivational phrases, symbols, images, put down, and as long as it's aligned with your vision and your purpose, and it should encourage the self reflection of what you want in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And why I like the digital version of the vision board is I can update it all the time. And so I have got a PowerPoint spreadsheet or PowerPoint document. Sorry about that. I put down all the stuff that has happened. I tick off all the
Mhm.
things that have happened, and then I keep adjusting. And so when you have a digital version, you can just keep adjusting the document online. And I just want to show you my screensaver.
Sure.
um, ooh, if you see, that's my screensaver. So
Wow.
that's with
Pretty
all
colorful.
my vision, my mantras that I do on a daily basis. So ideally, with your vision board, it needs to be visible. You need to see it at least once a day.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was still young and hungry for for wanting to achieve my goals quicker and sooner, I would put it up on my ceiling. So as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, I'm looking at my vision board. And your vision board can be, you can put down do a physical board with feathers and prompts and pictures. Say if you want to go to a particular place, and you tell the person, if you know somebody is visiting a place, and bring you a fridge magnet or some memento from the place, and you put that on your vision board. I had for years on end. I had a one of my managers at when I worked at Vodacom. He was going to Paris, and I said it's always been my dream to go to Paris. Can you bring me a little memento, even if it's like the card, the location card that you get on the metro, or something at the airport. So he brought me a little brooch of the Eiffel Tower, and I put that on my vision board. And for years on end, I put it on there. And 12 years later, I went to Paris. So, it's like looking at these things. And this is why I believe creating a vision board is so important, because you never know when, how, you need to know why you want to go to a certain place, why you want to do certain things, why you want certain things. And don't worry about the how. The universe will bring it into action. So the vision board, be it virtual or be it physical, it's like a roadmap inspiring you to take action. It's inspiring you to build confidence, to help turn your goals into achievable outcomes.
Awesome. All right, before I
So, okay, you want to go for it again?
Sure, sure. I was saying there's a comment question here from Jitin Rishka. Dear Tammy, as much as the vision board serves as a direction and enlightenment, can learners also apply the vision board theory?
Oh, yes. Thank you for the question, Jitin Rashika. Absolutely. So, if you look at people like Oprah Winfrey, where she actually doesn't even do a physical vision board any longer. If she sees something, she puts it into her psyche and she says, I want to achieve this by such and such a date. So, the theory alone, you can put that into play, into um I do it as well, where I just do like a mantra and I envision what I want to happen. So the best parts to do it, or the best parts of the day to do it, is early in the morning, when your subconscious is still, that between sleep and wake state, and in the evening just before you go to bed. So what you can do is picture your outcome of your goal, of your vision, of what you want, and see it happening in the now. And you get the subconscious doesn't know right from wrong, real from not real. So you can put this into play in your subconscious. See yourself jumping up and down, like if you're winning a competition, for example. See
Hmm.
yourself jumping up and down and giving thanks and praise for winning this competition. See this happening, feel that elation. It also comes with emotion, so feeling that emotion, that that intensity, how you would feel. So yes, it's a mock, and people often say that, oh, I don't know how to do that. So what I say is, you think of a time in the past that maybe you won something, or like I say, to if you were a female and maybe you've given birth and you've got you've got that joy and excitement, or if you have at a birthday party, like a surprise party, or some event where you had this intense excitement. Feel that excitement again and bring it into this situation, making it real. And that's how you live your vision board theory. I hope I've answered the
Oh,
question.
yeah, I'm sure you have, which kind of leads into my next one. What
Yeah.
steps do you follow when creating a meaningful and effective vision board?
So with me, I start with self-reflection. So as I mentioned to you, in December, I start with my goals, and I start
Okay.
on the 12th of December. So I take a book and I write down my goals. Then what I do, I try to set clear intentions, right? And say, okay, sometimes I have things that are like really way out there, that if somebody had to look at this, they'll say, come on, be realistic.
Mm,
There's no way that you're gonna like achieve $57 million,
mm,
however. But put it out there. Put it out there.
mm.
You never know how the universe responds. So a lot of the achievable goals I put down, I set intentions for it. I ensure they're inspiring, they're specific. As I told you, I put motivational words in between, and then I sort of organize and lay out my vision board. So if it's I often have these boards here,
Okay.
the canvas boards as well, where I do the vision board layout on that. And you can put the one time I had these friends that came over to visit me, and they went to this event called Madame Zingara, and they came back and they told me that the food was so amazing and the show was so amazing, and they had these little masquerade masks, and one of the feathers had fallen out from there. So I took this feather and I put it onto my board, and I said, I'd like to go. Look, the tickets at the time were quite expensive, and I said I'd like to go to this event one day. One day I'd like to go to this event, and I just stuck the feather. That was it. Just stuck the feather. It had, I think, like three diamantes on the feather, and I put it down in a little pen note. I said, Madam Zingara. And so I went and I Googled what it was about, and they'd show you the trapeze artist, the singing, and the tent as well. And they gave you a little bit of the write up. So I said, I'd like to go for that. And lo and behold, when I was still dating my husband, when he came to South Africa, he said, have you heard about this? And I said, yes, and it's always been my dream to go there. And he surprised me for one of my birthdays or one of the events, upcoming events, and we went to the function. So it's little things. It doesn't have to be, as long as you know what that little token means to you or what the meaning is behind it, it's fine. You can put anything on your vision board. And as I mentioned, place your vision board somewhere where you can see it. With me, I put up my laptop every day. So I've got a dual screen, and the one screen has got my vision board on all the time. And then finally, I also review my board periodically to reflect on progress, celebrating events, achievements, adjusting, and there's a lot of goals and stuff that I swap around, and I change things around. So what I've done is, like, I want to achieve a goal weight. So I cheated and I stood on one leg on the scale until it was the desired weight, and I took a picture of it. And that's up on my vision board. So my ideal weight. So also when you link your mantras or your positive affirmations to your vision board, say it in the now, say it in the present tense. And you don't put anything negative. For example, the weight thing, right? I won't say I want to lose 5 kilos. You don't put negative. Rather, you say, I am a healthy such and such kilos. I'm in the best of health. So you put it into the positive. If you want to win a large sum of money, you look at people that have won lotteries or Powerballs in South Africa, superimpose your picture on there. And
Okay.
I mean, even if you are bad at photoshopping or whatever, just on PowerPoint you can zoom into you can crop out your face, place it on another photo. I've seen so many people. I've actually saw one of the Bollywood stars in this week that did the very same thing, and he is now on the big screens. Priyanka Chopra did that, where she put her picture on, I think it was Hema Malini or Hema
Yeah,
Malini,
Marley. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
on one of her posters, and she said, one day I will be in the movies. And look at her
Wow.
today. And there's so many people that I know of, especially with celebrities, and like with Oprah Winfrey as well. She's very, very big on the vision board and
Okay.
updating your board, etc.
So basically, the vision board it's like more, you could call it in a more simplistic way an affirmation kind of board. But of course, it's more deeper than that. But I'm just putting it more simplistic.
Yeah. You can call it your affirmation board, your go-to board, your dream board,
Yeah.
your pig board. You could call it basically anything you want. You can even give it
Or
a
your
name.
resolution board. Your
Yeah,
resolution board. Anything.
yes, absolutely. You can give it basically any name.
Okay, awesome. What are the key things people should do to ensure their vision board truly reflects their goals and values?
So remember, the vision board is your vision board. So have honest
Mhm.
reflection. I often tell people there's no right and wrong to doing a vision board. There's no do's and don'ts. People will ask me, I could do a vision board, a course, a workshop, actual workshop, and people will say, like, what are the do's and don'ts? There is no do's and don'ts. It's your board. You want to put down whatever it is. You can put down what you want. That is your board. That is, also, I would say, have the board in your safe space. So, especially if you're sharing a house, you're sharing accommodation with somebody. And at one stage, I had my vision board behind my bedroom door because I shared a room with my sister when I was growing up. And the um, the gowns, the bathrobes hung on there. So I had it behind there, and the bathrobe covered it. So I would look at the board when I'm going out the door, and
Mhm.
it was my board. So I didn't want anybody to look at it and to laugh at it. So a lot of people, sometimes there is the law of energies. We have energies all around us. A lot of people will say, oh, that's such a silly dream. It may be a silly dream to somebody else, but
Yeah.
you know what resonates with you. So I would say set clear goals and intentions, and then align your vision board with that. And it's important to choose images, words, symbols. You can even create a song around your vision board. You can go wild, you can go bash. Having that emotional connection. So like, sometimes you're listening to a song and you think of the words, and you try to mimic the words, but you really don't know the words. But then you put it on into your vision board, and you start singing the song, like I am rich, I am free, those sort of things. And it's amazing how this becomes like a repetitive pattern, and it becomes your theme song.
Mm.
So just like you can take your affirmations and you can turn them into your song, you know what it means. And keep your board meaningful. So avoid too much of clutter. So on my board, I've
Yeah.
got spaces where there's little gaps in between. So that is remaining flexible for other stuff that might pop in, that might prop up. So it's a line that shows there's room for growth. So one of my goals is being on a TED talk, and I have that on here. If I had to show it to somebody else, they would say, oh my god, like you're reaching for the stars. That's my dream. That's
Oh.
my goal. So that's something that I want to have. So, and as I said, try your best. Even it's human nature, we forget. Try your best to visit your vision board every day. The more you visit it every day, more times a day, the better for you. It sinks into your psyche.
So just to further add on, the vision board could be like your journal, your diary, like a goal-driven journal diary kind of thing.
So not really. Your diary is something separate to the vision
Oh yeah.
board. As I said, I
Oh
do
yeah.
your diary, your journaling helps a lot. So the other thing that I do is, if you take yellow paper and you see there's a red print on there,
Yeah.
so you have contrasting colors. So you would take a yellow page and you'll take a red pen,
Hmm.
and you will write down things. Say if you want something to happen quickly, to manifest something quickly, so you write it down multiple times, and the contrasting color, there's something in the brain. There is it's some motor neuron. There is a word for it, where the brain identifies the shift, because you're now writing every day. You're writing in black or in blue ink on white paper. So the moment you see something different, you're seeing the yellow print, the yellow writing pad with the red, the shift happens. The
Yeah.
other thing I say, like, if you had to see me normally, you would think, my husband even thinks that I'm crazy at times, and he gives me the look. So sometimes you look at your vision board and you think, $57,000 or earning it in one day. I wonder how that's going to happen. Immediately, you stop the negative thought, and I go, hala hala rasagula, change the narrative, and I say, it is doable. I've got it. It's in my bank account. You change it immediately, and you bring that hype around it, and you will see what a shift things make. This is why I say, always, always, always look at your vision board regularly.
Awesome. What common mistakes should people avoid when creating a vision board?
So I would say,
Mhm.
don't have other people's expectations in mind.
Yeah.
Like I told you, somebody has to see your board and they'll say, oh gosh, get real. You're never going to do this, or you're never going to do that. So the sometimes people are too vague or unrealistic,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
sometimes people doubt themselves. Like when I do my motivational talks, I say your dreams should be big, hairy, audacious dreams that scare the socks out of and you can put that there. There's no coming back to the previous one, there's no do's and don'ts. There's no hard and fast rules as to what you need to put on there, what you need to do.
Mm.
Some people look at the vision board and they get overwhelmed with it, and they get like panic attacks and
Yeah.
anxiety. So as long as the vision board has your personal message. Another mistake is people look at other people's downfall, and then they're going to change their board to say, oh, it's not going to work. I would say that one thing as well, don't overcrowd your board. Keep it simple, keep it
Yeah.
plain, keep it readable to you. And it has more of a motivational impact when there's clarity. So you saw my board, my digital board. I've got the mantras on there. So even if I do link up a lot of things to Louise Hay. Louise Hay wrote the book of Heal Yourself. So every pain that you have is linked to an emotional trauma or an emotion. So you change that. So say you have back pain. So you need to change that, and you say back pain is generally related to, say, if you've been faced with something challenging, it's fearful, it's showing financial insecurity. So the mantra that goes with that is, I trust and accept myself. I am one with the universe, or I love and approve of myself. So it's, and you can even say things like, I'm my own best friend. Another thing I say is, with my health, every day and every way, my life is getting better and better. My health is getting better and better. So those are the things that you can partner up with your vision board to have your own mantras, and what resonates with you. Then in turn you can take that and make it into a theme song, link it to, like, I've linked one of my or my mantras into one of the songs with Michael Bublé, and so that resonates with me. I like that rhythm, and it's uh, I've got the words according to that rhythm. And then lastly, I would say, uh, people make the mistake of treating a vision board like a wish list without taking action.
Mm.
I know I'll show you samples of my vision board. I put it down about publishing my book. And I had the very first cover idea in mind, which I had on there. And then it got to what I think like triggers me as well is when I'm copying something onto the new year. And I think, man, I could have done this last year. And then I start being hard on myself and say, get going, put an action plan
Mm.
in place, do something. So what I did then, when I moved the book twice, 2 years in a row, I moved the book over. repeating. And then, okay, that was not fully my fault because there was legal implications on, the divorce was still going through and the like. So I could not um, mention the ex's name. I had to be cautious about what I put in the book. So then I changed the entire thing and I said, I'm not waiting. I don't know how long the court case is going to take. So I'm not waiting. I changed the entire book thread and I removed any names because at first I had like pseudo names in there, with the same initials, but pseudo names. So I changed the whole thing, not mentioning his name at all. And I put a date down on my vision board to say I wanted to launch my book on that day. So I had in big bold letters, I had 27th April 2024, 2022. And 27th April is Freedom Day in South Africa. So my book, the very first one, Sayors, which means freedom in Irish, I thought how apt it is because it correlates with Freedom Day of South Africa. And lo and behold, I launched or published it on the 27th of April in 2022. So those are the things that you put down on your board and have intentions of working towards it. Put down goals. Sometimes you might put down dates there. If somebody has to look at it, they won't know what it means, but you know what it means. You know how it resonates with you. And I have something I say DDA. DDA is daily deliberate action. So if I know I've got my goal for the 27th of April, I work on my book every day and I do not award myself sleep. Even if I open the book and I change one word or I edit something or I do a spell check, as long as I do something in the book, then only would I award myself sleep. And then I had a stop procrastinating Wednesday. So on a Wednesday, whatever I have been procrastinating about for the week, I would clear out my schedule and I will focus on that particular thing. So those are the things that you can do to get around to achieving your goals on your vision board.
So it's basically a way of disciplining yourself, especially as you said, if you didn't achieve that particular goal, it just makes you more disciplined, I guess.
Correct, correct. And have
Uh-huh.
so I have something. I have a coffee with myself, right? I used to do it on a Friday, every Friday without fail. I
Hmm.
will go out, go
Hmm.
to a nice coffee shop. I'll take my laptop and get myself a lovely latte, sit down, and I'll have a book and a pen, old school book and a pen, and I will say, let's reflect on the week of what passed. What could I have done differently? What did I set myself to do and I didn't achieve? Why didn't I achieve it? Sometimes laziness happens. We human. We human.
Hmm.
The whole idea is don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Reflect on things and think, okay, how can I change this? What can I do differently? So I tell you, the phone is such a miserable blessing. It is. If you think about it, if you are scrolling, an hour's gone by, 45 minutes has gone by, it's wasted time of scrolling, where in that time you could have put pen to paper, you could have done something. So as
Yeah,
much as it is a tool for our day-to-day lives, it's a time stealer as well. So think about what you do, things that take up your time in the day.
that's true. All right. How does regularly reviewing a vision board help in achieving goals?
So having something in the forefront on a regular basis, it reinforces your focusing, your motivation, your commitment. It acts like a daily reminder of
Mm.
working towards your achieving your goals. And I would also say, the 21-day rule. If you keep focused for 21 days on a particular thing, it becomes habitual. So focus on that, seeing something every day, as I told you before, it's human nature to forget. Put a reminder on your phone.
Mm.
Put a reminder on your phone. I know of there's a doctor in the UK who also does a vision board workshop. And she has a physical board, like I showed you with the canvas board. She has it by her bedside. And in a very sleepy, groggy eyes, she picks it up every morning. So constant engagement with the board also strengthens that belief of confidence while allowing you to track progress as well. And when you achieve something, even if you've partially achieved it, celebrate it. Celebrate that achievement. And as I said, if you've achieved something, you can move it out onto another, make a record of, like I told you, I've got a PowerPoint document. And what I do is things that I've achieved over the years, I put it onto another sheet to show me. So when I go back and I think, oh my God, I had that on my vision board and it actually came to pass. I had when I was in Saudi Arabia, I took a copy of an Iqama. Iqama is your local ID. And I took a copy of the Iqama, of a random one on the net. I put my picture on there and I had that on my vision board. And that came to pass. And when I looked at it last week, when I was revisiting, I was doing a vision board workshop for the one that's coming up in March. And I looked at this thing and I thought, oh my God, this is like so long time ago, but I actually had that on my vision board. So these are the kinds of things that you can do.
Awesome. Uh, how do you turn the ideas on a vision board into real actionable steps? Oh,
Hi.
okay. Can you hear me?
Sorry. Yes, I can. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh,
Oh, it's
uh,
fine. Fine. Just check.
can you hear me now?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, now, yeah, I can hear you. I just needed to refresh. All right. All right.
Right.
Finally, how do you turn the ideas on a vision board into real actionable steps?
Okay, so what I would say if you want something like really urgent, take one particular thing. Say, let's use my book for example, right? Say
Okay.
I want to launch for I don't know, maybe Women's Day in August, right? Realistic timeline. Um, Also, this is the other thing, that if you want to achieve something, it needs to be, this is why I say when you're visiting your vision board, it needs to be realistic, right? So if you're taking one particular project, if I now say that, okay, I want to launch my book in next month for my birthday, we're already on the 11th of February. Is it doable? Yes, it is doable, but it's going to take you working round the clock. Are you working with the publisher? Yes. Is the publisher busy? What is their capacity? Can they take on somebody? So these are the type of things that you need to be realistic about. But should I say that I want to launch my book for Women's Day in August? Given the timeline, given the editing, the typesetting, the layout, the illustrations, the book cover design, the blurbs, there's so much, the ISBN number application, the registering on the different platforms, getting it out onto Amazon, getting it out onto the local sites. Is it doable in 6 months' time? Most definitely. But is it doable in March? I don't think so. So you need to be realistic about those. And then I would say, set yourself, I spoke about DDA, daily deliberate action. Put your date down there of when you want to achieve something, and ask yourself daily, what did I do today to work towards my goal. Put down weekly habits. Like I told you, having a coffee with myself every week, every Friday. Okay, I don't do it. I'm guilty of it. I don't do it as often. I've actually moved to karak as well, not to coffee. So um, I do it at least twice a month if I can,
Mhm.
where I look at things. Okay, how's the consistency? Regularly viewing the progress of how am I doing? Is this goal still achievable? And stay accountable to yourself, because only uh, you know your progress, you know your capacity, how you can manage your timelines, and keep adjusting strategies where you need to. Say if you really want to launch this book now, and somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you didn't even start, basically, right? You got the idea, and then somebody comes up to you and says, I'm a ghostwriter. You thought, oh, okay, my this was like a blessing in disguise. I'm so busy. I don't have time to actually pen my book. Here's a ghostwriter. I'll send them voice notes. They can put the book together. So you got to keep adjusting, but stay accountable and be focused all the time. And also, sometimes you are like really feeling down in the dumps, and you think, oh, I how is this going to happen? And when you look at your vision board, and remember I told you, when you're doing your vision board, that emotion that goes into it, it's like an inspiration on its own. So I want to share with you stuff. A lot of people would ask me as well,
Mhm.
if you look at the year, how much of your stuff on the vision board comes to pass? And I'll say between 40 and 60% of the things on my vision board come to reality, comes
Ah,
to pass. So I'll share a story, a personal story with you, too, if I
mhm,
may. um,
mhm.
my very first idea of a vision board is when I used to go to my mom's sister's house. She had this massive frame at her entrance, right? And it was a husband and her sitting in front of the Taj Mahal, sitting back to back. And every time I went in front of that picture and I looked at that picture, I would just stare at that picture. And she had one of those tiny Polaroid pictures of the same thing, and she gave it to me. She says, she noticed. She said, every time I see you, you looking at this picture, and I was mesmerized by the Taj Mahal, really mesmerized by it. And I had this Polaroid picture in my underwear drawer. So every time I would open the drawer in the morning or in the afternoon, I would look at this picture of my aunt and uncle with the backdrop of the Taj Mahal. And I didn't know about travels to India. I didn't know anything. I was 8 years old. And lo and
Oh,
behold,
okay.
20 years later, I went to the Taj Mahal and I had the very same photo done. So, when I backtrack and I think,
Ah,
oh, this was my vision board back then. Had this on my vision board. And sometimes I would put sweet wrappers. I would put the most odd things, uh, you know, um, I'd have the physical things on a like at the back of the book, or when I'm always reading something. So I'll put it into, like, if you look here, I've got there's two
mhm.
Egyptian bookmarks, right,
Okay. Like
in my
oh, okay,
book.
bookmarks. Okay.
Yeah. So the one was given to me as a gift many many years ago. It's on papyrus, and I always said, one day I'll go there and look at it. I've been. I don't even can't even remember how many times I've been to Egypt. I'm married to an Egyptian, so you know. Egypt is like a second home to me now, so there's so much that I can tell you, I can speak for a whole day on a vision board and tell you how things have transpired for me. I want to show you my vision board that I've done, right? So this is the vision board. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so this is a vision board that I've done a good couple of years back, right? I got
Mhm.
divorced, and when you get divorced, you don't think that, okay, you're going to get married again. But then I thought,
Hmm.
I want to find somebody nice. So these are the type of things that I put down: tall, well built, intellectual with a hairy chest. right? So, a businessman or a C level, with or without kids, a true gentleman. So, and I thought, I had all these things down. I thought, if I'm getting
Mhm.
married again, if there is marriage again, I'm going big or I'm going home. So I put a picture of
Yeah.
a all right. I put a picture of a ring here. And then I thought, for shits and giggles, let me put a picture of a person. Because, and I always admire Dwayne Johnson. I like his build, I like
Mm.
his composure. And I said, he's got to be like Dwayne Johnson. All right. So, this was the ring that I put on my vision board. And that was the
Mhm.
ring that has been proposed with.
Wow.
So,
Lovely
look
ring.
how similar that is. All
Yeah.
right. That is my husband now. He ticked all those except the one where I said, here, thick hair to run my fingers through. So he did not. He's a baldy. But everything else has got a tick mark on there. All right.
Wow.
And look at this here. Look
Yeah,
how
it is quite
similar.
similar.
Yes, look
Yeah,
how
with the beard,
similar.
yeah.
So,
Hmm.
you put down things on your vision board, you never, never know how things will come to pass. You really don't know, how whoops, what is going on here?
I
You
know
don't,
your face
uh,
disappeared.
I put off, okay, there we go. You don't know how things will manifest for you. So I would say your vision board can be as quirky as you want it. Revisit it every day, make changes to it at least every 3 months. If you want to add things, the good thing about the digital vision board, you can add things along the way. You can make pictures smaller to add more stuff in there. But as I said, also leave a gap for new growth, new opportunities. So it's leaving yourself open to positivity, prosperity that's still to come your way.
Awesome. As usual, always a pleasure to have you, and we'll catch up next week.
Absolutely. Love and light to all the listeners and the viewers. I hope you enjoyed the session as much as I did. And we will see you next week.
Likewise.